Hey everyone, Felipe here. Welcome to another Tower of Saviors GNN news review. And this week we're back at it again, and we have another Sailor Moon and Tower of Saviors crossover based news. And this time we have news about the new Nightmare Stage. So without further ado, let's get started with this. And we have a Nightmare Lord and more chain battles, which um, it's been ongoing the past 4 weeks. We have the water, fire, and earth version, and now we're going to get the fourth version for the chain battles. But first of all, we're gonna take a look at the Nightmare Stage and the Nightmare Stage boss. So, Nightmare Stage, Queen of Nightmares, Nehalennia is the queen that stands upon the dead moon, which is going to be one of the main enemies from the Sailor Moon uh, anime and movie. If I remember correctly. I might be wrong. I don't really watch Sailor Moon. But yeah, so Nehalennia will debut on on Monday, 26th of December at 10 p.m. for all of you to challenge. And what are we dealing with? We are dealing with a dark elf and when the team and has a leader skill. So from the get-go, usually all the Nightmare Stage cards will have a leader skill that will make them kinda useful, but eventually they will be power crept. So just going over this really quickly, we do have a leader skill when the team only has humans, elves, or demons. Team attack times 8, HP times 4. By dissolving 4 types of runestones, team attack increases by 4 times additionally, and damage will be dealt regardless of defense. Honestly, this leader skill is very basic. It does have really good multipliers, but there's not much going for it at this point. There is a team skill, however, so maybe this will save it. When the leader and ally are both Nehalennia, extend runestone movement time by 4 seconds. All runestones possess 200% the effect of other runestones. Skill CD of elves minus 4 after entering the stage. And each time a member except Nehalennia activates a skill, skill CD of Nehalennia will decrease by 1. And when there is an additional effect in play, team attack increases by 4 times. This actually kinda saves a little bit, but not really, because it does give you a lot of runestone possession effect and more attack, but there is not much utility on this team. And nowadays, a good leader needs to be able to have some utility built passively into their team skills. For example, breaking combo shield, puzzle shield, burning sticky, things like that. Because a lot of the stages that we deal with will have these types of enemy skills. And yes, this is going to be a good damage output team because if you bring a continuous effect like Papaver or um, Shy Plant, Paper White, which are all really good elves, not only do they get a minus 4 CD on entering the stage, but you also get a times 4 attack on top of the boost that this continuous effect will give you. So, in terms of damage output, as long as you bring one of these damage boosting elf cards, this team will deal a lot of damage. But again, it will struggle with enemy shields, especially the ones that are more common nowadays: puzzle shield, fixed combo shield, high combo shield, things like that. So, at a glance, not that great as a leader, will probably be useful for early to mid game, but if you're at the point where you're challenging early to mid game stages, beating a Nightmare Stage boss card will probably be hard, so you might not want to farm for this card. Um, but yeah, so moving on to her active skill, which is going to be the meat and potatoes of the reason we beat the Nightmare Stage, because usually we don't want to get the leader, we want to get the active skill. So this is a CD8 skill. For 4 rounds, Nehalennia and Zirconia attack increases by 4 times. Damage dealt will be uh, damage will be dealt regardless of combo shield and puzzle shield, and after the end of each round, turn all runestones into 6 water, fire, earth, light, and dark elf runes. So, in my opinion, this skill it's okay, but CD8 does make it a little bit long. Um, Unless you're playing a Nehalennia team, this is a skill CD8, which honestly is kind of long for what it does. There are a lot of other skills that will break Puzzle Shield faster, will break Combo Shield faster, or give you an attack boost faster. That being said, this does have a lot of things going on for it at once. You have attack boost, you have Combo Shield, you have Puzzle Shield, and you get the conversion, and this lasts for 4 rounds. And honestly, that's not bad if the attack and combo shield damage thing would apply to more than just Nehelenia and Zirconia. Honestly, not a bad thing, not a bad team. Eventually, if any good elf leader comes out, Nehelenia could potentially be a good utility member because of breaking the puzzle shield. There's not that many elves, if I remember correctly, that can break puzzle shield that readily. So being able to just straight up ignore it with one character that has a four times attack boost is going to be a pretty decent leader. But keep in mind that this is going to be a CD8 skill, which is going to make it a little bit long and potentially slow to activate. But yeah, do I recommend pulling one copy? Yeah, I think pulling one copy is fine. You don't need to pull more multiple. So if you are struggling with the Nightmare Stage card, what I recommend is to just get one copy and then harpy it to the max skill level and don't lose your sanity over clearing the stage multiple times. Next we have a chain battles which will have Sarasere, which is going to be the last Amazoness from this series. After having Palapala, Vesbes, and Junjun, now we're going to have Sarasere on the chain battles. And again, this is chain battles. I don't think the characters are super great, but for Sarasera, she is a dark elf CD5, which is same as the other ones. I'm pretty quick. Nehalenia and other Amazonas Quarters skill CD -1. Explode the column below the character to generate enchanted dark runes. Clear the negative state of petrified runestones if you touch them. Team attack increases by 2 times. And for every extra Amazonas Quartet, the skill stays in play for 1 more round to the max of 4 rounds. So I think now that we know what Nehelenia does, and given how all the Amazonas cards have um, the active skill to reduce cooldown for Nehelenia and other Amazonas Quartet members, this skill is not bad, or like the Amazonas skills are not bad if you're playing a Nehelenia team. They do provide some utility, and there's a potential of having 100% uptime on these skills because they do last for 4 rounds if you play a mono Amazonas team with an Nehelenia team. That being said, for really hard stages or endgame stages, that utility is not enough because there are so many more annoying shields that you have to deal with that just having the 4 Amazonas Quartet characters is not going to be enough, and you're going to need something else. Granted, if you have all 4 Amazonas cards going at the same time, the amount of boost that you get will potentially be really good, but I do not really recommend running that, um, even in an Hellion team. So, as far as the active skill goes, CD5, yes, it is pretty quick, but the utility that you're provided is not that great, and there's other cards that can deal with it that provide you with even more utility. For example, a full board refresh would be better than just clearing petrified runes, and that's my opinion. But yeah, so that is Sarasara's active skill. Still get one copy just for the index and for the final Sailor Moon card, but overall, I don't think, um, yeah, I don't think the Amazonas Quartet cards are that great. So yeah, um, and that is going to be all for this week's GNN news. I thought we might get something more, but this week we do have a pretty short one. And just to summarize, we have a new Nightmare stage coming out with Nehalenia being the boss card for us to farm. Her active skill is actually kind of okay, and I do recommend getting one copy, but don't lose your sanity over it. If you're only able to get one copy, then that is fine, and then just harpy it. As far as leader skill goes, it's kind of, in terms of damage output, it is okay based on all the multipliers she gets, plus her team skill, plus the members that she can slot into. But as a free to play card, she will probably get power crept in the next few patches. So I don't really recommend running her as a leader. And for the chain battles, Sarah is going to be the newest addition to the chain battles. Again, as a free to play card, they're not super powerful, and her active skill is tailored to being played alongside all other four Amazonas Quartet, which will severely limit your team building capabilities and really limit your choices when dealing with boss stages or really hard stages. So, in my opinion, not really worth getting because it does center around playing multiple Amazonas Quartet, but each of the Amazonas Quartet cards can be really easily replaced by other cards in the game. But yeah, that is all for this week's GNN News installment. Please let me know in the comments if I said anything wrong or if I missed out on anything. And as always, stay tuned on my YouTube channel for more Tower of Saviors content. For now, stay safe, stay healthy, and I will see you next time. Bye everyone!